The Association of European Parliamentarians with Africa, AWEPA, has been supporting parliamentary democracy at the state and national legislative assemblies in South Sudan since 2007. Starting 2013, AWEPA embarked on a new program to strengthen capacity of 10 selected local councils in Central and Western Equatorial states, namely Yambio, Nzara, Iba, Maridi, Mundri West, Mundri East, Mvolo, Lainya, Yei River, and Juba counties. The program aims to strengthen capacity of the local government councils in executing their functions, and this is achieved through training and outreach visits by the local councillors to various bomas and payams within their local jurisdictions. It is in this regard that councillors at Lainya County, in conjunction with AWEPA, organized an outreach visit to Wuji Payam, Lainya County of Central Equatorial State. The purpose of this outreach visit was to facilitate and enable the councillors get an opportunity to interact with the grassroots community of Wuji Payam and in the process discuss issues affecting the community in general, but with specific emphasis on mobilization and sensitization of the community on effective ways of protecting of natural resources and public revenues generated at Payam level, and also to get feedback from the grassroots community.
As a choice, in our outreach, we picked it protection of natural resources and then system of revenue collection. Why we did that? Because we are representing the people, and we talk of their voices, of our electoral, and then we oversee what the administration is doing. We are the one, when there's public funds to be spent, we are the people to approve, and we are the people to give mandate that these funds are spent on the interest of the people, but not just whoever collects and put them in. So we picked that topic because we need to control right from the community down there. Because we have things, for example, timber and the rest, you find that even the community members, they come and deceive the community, the landlords, that let them given the timber, and then they will come and build maybe an office and a what. For all this time, they have been deceiving us, and also they bring their friends, they come and take these timbers of ours, and we don't benefit.
17 councillors, accompanied by 5 chiefs and community leaders, traveled to Wuji Payam and held a meeting with the grassroots community. The councillors made presentations on various topics in relation to natural resource protection, conservation, and management.
Mina territory, English Suga territory. Mana kat na Wuji ling, Wuji Payam. Mina kat na Wuji, Payam na Wuji, Mutu. Awati Kijapa, Awati Kaden, Awati Sese, Kokari. Kiyo natural resources. Gusunaka korani ni kade na anguto la tioni ko nga amata lo tioni ko saret ko gon sare lo baduma ko ngutu me riesi ko saret.
The outreach visit was participatory with multiple methodologies used to deliver and get information from the people.
Now, why don't we, if we cannot discuss it, just start, why don't we ask questions to these people? How are you protecting your natural resources? So that we get ideas, and then we discuss that. Because that is the main aim of coming here. And this is what we wrote to these people. If you cannot reflect it there, then that means we have discussed nothing and we have not understood exactly our topic. So whoever is explaining, when you're explaining agriculture, you need to connect it with protection of those crops and how does it give us money, how do we collect it. You can do that connection there also.
They discussed a number of pre-planned topics and agreed upon ways forward to curb some of the issues that they identified. Identification of the various natural resources was discussed as the main topic of the day, through which they identified natural resources like forests for timber, bamboo trees, lake and river sand, wild and domestic animals, mountains, rocks, and agricultural produce, among others. The community gathering also discussed the role of the communities in protecting natural resources, ways of protecting these natural resources, and maximizing revenue collection. They identified authorities responsible for collection of revenue and further discussed factors that were hindering revenue collection and came out with practical strategies to increase revenue collection and accountability. The community reported lack of transparency in revenue collection and accountability issues that were hindering revenue collection, and added that this was affecting development and service delivery in the whole county.
We have 3 councillors. Iko kwa Liberto, Wuji. Iko kwa Vincent kuja advise to the governor. Iko kwa Ate. Mwamusi. Kiko de, kongelo kiko mindo kona. Tabai jambo, boso commission Vincent kujo. Lebe kwa kunyana kwa governor. Kilo jamati assembly, kumon final. But they raise, they complain. Kuko jambo kwa hati kiko loko pera mini you. Leka to kamisi. Kilo mo sonyaje hinyo toto.
The other findings from the meeting were there are only a few schools in Wuji Payam and many children are studying under trees. There are inter-county border disputes, especially between Lainya and Kajokeji, yet being overlooked by the county administration. Poor feeder roads within the Payam and the county in general, which has affected the delivery of services to people at the grassroots. The outreach was successful and was appreciated as a sign of good beginning for the councillors of Lainya County. They travelled back to Lainya, and the following day, Saturday 21st March 2013, they held a council session to brief the other councillors who had not travelled to Wuji on what had transpired in Wuji.
Yesterday we were discussing how to protect our natural resources and how the system of collecting revenue collection. Of course, you people who have been there have been participating properly, but now we have come to explain it to those who are here. According to the policy, we are half of the councillors have to go for the outreach, then the other half remains here. Then when we come today, we are to explain it to them.
The Speaker of the Council gave some members an opportunity to present to the House their findings on issues affecting the Wuji community.
That the trip was very, very, very successful. Why do I say so? Because since this council was established, I'm sure this is the first Payam that we have visited as a team. And then, if you could hear from the debate yesterday, we learned a lot of things. One was the resources are not being controlled. If you look at the way the people presented, especially from the reactions we got from the administrators and then the people down there, the chiefs down there, is that if you look at things like the forestry products, especially the timbers and all this, traders or those who are dealing with those things would go directly to the landlords without even coming to the administration. You see? They would go directly to the landlord, they reach their understanding, they split the timbers and they find themselves their way to Kajukeji County or directly to Uganda, through Koyoki, or even to Yei and Morocco. So you will see. And if you look at it, like especially myself, I have been traveling around those borders there, you will find indeed there's a lot of things going out, like these forest products, even the food items, and they are not taxed.
What I can say here is, Honorable Speaker talked of how to protect the natural resources and perhaps how to collect revenue. As my colleague, Honorable Member, said here, that our people were not sensitized on how they have to protect this thing that will bring benefit to the county and perhaps the rest of the Payams. When we look at the natural resources that we have vast of them. And when we look at the people who live in these places, at the end of the day we conclude that the people, they don't know that they have the wealth. Because we have the trees, we have so many things. But now the way people use those things is not right. Because when we see things are they are taken out, like timbers, perhaps these charcoals. They are not taxed. One, we don't have some other places that are established so that when these things are going out, they are taxed. Okay, now if they are taxed, we don't know exactly where this money is going. Then at the end of the day, you find that there is no revenue collection. At the end of the month, people complain there is no money or there is nothing, when every day things are going out. Natural resources and the money revenue collection, it's not only the timbers, it's not only, but that smallest thing that even you're taking, even a needle, you're going to the market, you're going to sell, revenue can be collected out of that thing. So that is what most of our people are failing.
The Speaker later asked each councillor to reflect on what they had learned from the outreach visit to Wuji Payam and suggest recommendations to the issues that were raised.
Now, coming to our evaluation, we have come here to tell those who did not go what exactly we discussed. And the AWEPA is an organization funded by the European parliamentarians to deal in capacity building. It has come to build our capacity as what it has been doing in Juba and in parts of Western Equatoria. The question we should be asking now is, after AWEPA is gone, what next? Like after imparting the knowledge we got from AWEPA to our people, like the people of Wuji Payam, after AWEPA is gone, how are we going to monitor whether there is improvement or people are still lagging behind? This is the challenge. As I talk now, I'm still very skeptical because I don't see any bright future if things continue the way they are. Most of the things we shall discuss when we shall be having the city, but other things we cannot discuss now. Thank you.
A number of suggestions came through, and it was unanimously agreed that most of the issues identified could be used to generate motions and bylaws in the County Legislative Council that could then be passed on to the community leaders to use to solve some of the issues that were raised. The councillors of Lainya County, through their speaker, thanked AWEPA for supporting the capacity building training and outreach program to the lower tier parliaments where massive support is still required.